Thank you. What I would say is, are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. So yes, I'm Alison Findlay. I'm the Senior Charge Nurse and Midwife in the Neonatal Unit in 9 Wells. I've been there since 1988. Yes, I am that old. People keep telling me, what's your face cream? I tell them, I'm not going to tell you. Jill was right. She gave us some slides, very generic slides, to try and keep us on focus and get us to tell us what we were wanting to talk about today. We do only have 10 minutes, so if I rattle through it, it's probably nerves more than anything. The need for change is huge, and you can see that. I've put a picture of a little chair there, and you're probably all very familiar with that. When I started in the neonatal unit in 1987, this was the chairs we had. We had parents who wore masks and gowns and were only allowed in for, and I say allowed, for an hour. When I think back in 30 years, and we spoke about that at our table, in 25 years in the skin-to-skin range, when I think back, I think, wow, we have moved mountains, but we've still got a lot to move. And yes, you can do that. So, our need for change came from a maternity accreditation a year and a half ago. And the lovely Anne Tange sat and told me at feedback, 100% of parents got skin to skin. Wow, yippee, brilliant. But she then went on to say, parents' perception is it could have happened sooner and for longer. My heart sunk. I wanted something tangible. I wanted her to tell me and explain to me, what did the parents mean by that? And actually, she couldn't tell me. That was their perception. So, obviously the evidence tells us skin-to-skin contact, obviously between a parent and their baby, improves their well-being of both of them. And we've seen all that evidence this morning. And when we did move from the horrible, nasty dining chairs, we went on to more or less geriatric chairs. Still not conducive to what we're trying to achieve. So what did we need to change? Lots, everything. You maybe feel that you're going to be totally overwhelmed, but start, it's like anything. You know, how do you eat an elephant? One small bit at a time. So you want to break this down. So we started looking at our environment, and yes, it was frightening, it was unfriendly. I was asking parents, what's frightening about it? Well, if you see the little chair there, you're thinking, I'm only going to be allowed to sit there for a wee while, and then I'm really not that welcome. And we've changed it to now, the feedback being it's relaxed and welcoming. Now, the chairs are only one part. We've done a huge amount of work, but my focus is on the chairs today. And from that, we had to look at the staff culture. So being allowed, being permitted to, no, you can't pick your baby up, no, the baby's just settled, leave him alone. From the authoritative decision makers, we now want to be that advisory and supportive culture. So what did we do? We started with chairs. We've also looked at our visiting. We've abolished our visiting time altogether, so parents now have 24/7 access to their baby. And from that, we've moved from parents not being encouraged to be present on handovers to actually going and phoning them if they're in the postnatal ward to come and be present on the ward round. We also have handovers taking place at the bedside, and we also have procedures, including resus. It's not for every parent, but if parents want to be there, we're encouraging them to be there. Also, the staff use of language, permitting parents, allowing parents to, no, you can't pick him up, and no, leave him, he's just sleeping. I think Marjorie spoke very eloquently about actually commitment, and that's a huge, huge factor. Getting your staff on board. I've over 70 odd nursing staff, and you could imagine that's just the nursing staff. Our challenges are around the medical staff as well, but we've brought them on board, and if they don't like it, we're just doing it, end of. So yes, you can. The little Nike at the bottom, yes, you can do it. Just be committed to it, do your homework, source the chairs. That's exactly what we did. We tried a couple of chairs, and then we found that the one that we used, which I've put up at the end, if anybody that's interested in, is try them first. They gave us a trial of the chair. I even got staff to sit in them to say, how do you feel about that? Oh, great. and you'll see the change as we go on. Get feedback from your parents and, as I said, from staff, and then ensure there's funding. Oh, these chairs that we bought were £1,200 each. Ouch. 17 chairs we bought. How did we do that? Well, we were really lucky. We had the feedback from the post-trial of chair, but we also had identified finance from a parents, I should say, who lost their baby so sadly, but they felt very passionate and they donated £24,000 towards our unit. Yes, we're very lucky, but we were very committed to saying we didn't want that to affect just one or two parents. We wanted it to affect the whole culture of the neonatal unit in inviting parents to stay for as long as they want. And we then completed the endowment application. For any of you who are in my position, you'll know that's not an easy task. You have to go, basically you've got to give blood to actually get through that. Be creative with your language when you're filling in that huge document that says, why do you want that amount of money released for endowments? What are you going to do with it? I used very poetic license, the buzzwords, enhance patient experience. Oh, it supports family integrated care. And then the endowments lady says, oh, I'm really interested in that. What does that mean? So then we're being specific. And then when we ordered our chairs, I got a lovely phone call from procurement up the stairs saying, I found another chair for you. It's half the price. Why don't you go with that one? No, it's not doing the function that we want it to do. The chair they sourced only went back so far. It didn't allow for parents to even just lie back and sleep. It reclined certainly, but it only went to just over a 90-degree angle. Not what we were looking for. It was more clumsy, and we just didn't, aesthetically, we didn't like it either. So there was lots of reasons. And they said, but it's cheaper. And I said, I'm not caring. We want this chair. And then, so the parents fed back to me and said, yes, we're really happy that you spend that extra money for getting what it is that you're trying to achieve. So don't hear no, don't lose faith, don't give up, just do it. So Mr. Nike tells us. And how has that helped? So it's strengthened relationships, much more so. And when I hear parents saying to us, oh, the chairs are great, I really feel like I'm welcome to stay, it's enhanced our relationships with the parents and their baby, but also with the siblings and their baby. We've also got parents and staff. It's enhanced their relationship because actually they're now sitting for longer at the cot side, engaging in conversations. And I actually see more nursing staff actually going across and having that conversation, talking about how's your expressing going today, you know, have you had your baby out for skin to skin? If not, how are we going to do that? And with other parents as well, because now they're lying back in a chair, they're sitting, other parents see that and think, oh, I could come in and stay longer. And then they're having conversations across the nursery as well. Changing the cot side environment is also about forward thinking. So yes, we're having patients stay for longer. We're having kangaroo care for longer. And we're expressing milk at the cot side. So much so we've bought more pumps, breast pumps, and taken them out to the cot side and put screens around for mums who want to. But actually more and more mums that are doing it, a lot of mums are now saying, no, I don't want the screens, it's absolutely fine. But it also builds memories, photos, videos, and reading. And I've got a lovely little picture there. If you've got a pointer here. This was a baby who'd been with us for quite some time, and this was his brother who loved to read. And fortunately, we've become part of the Book Trust, thank goodness, the National Trust Fund, so I encourage you to go off and look at that. They will supply you with books. And we get babies and read to all the time from parents, but also from siblings who now choose a book, go and read to their baby, and then they take that book home with them. So that's their memory as well. That's the first book I read to them. And I want to thank them for allowing me to have that photograph. The thing that I did speak to what some parents was, I feel relaxed and I feel my baby is safe when I'm out in that chair, lying almost fast asleep, almost prostrate, where I can actually just feel comfortable. I feel my baby is safe. And they didn't in the more upright Parker No geriatric ones. So, changing NICU cultures. The role is now reversing, quite rightly so. Parents are now decision makers. Parents are partners in care, in family integrated care, and they now support staff and advise us as to what they want, and then we say, more or less in a grown-up conversation about, yes, we can do that. Perhaps some of you may say, this seems quite idealistic in a busy neonatal unit, but actually, yes, you can do it. Think of having the baby out, takes a wee bit of time, but once that baby's out for quite a long part of time. And I was having that conversation where the learner then said, I now don't have to run back and forward or constantly have to go to the alarms and things. It frees me up. Jill asked us what we thought about the future. I'm getting to retirement age now, but I'm so passionate that the girls who are in my unit, I want them to take this forward and keep the culture changing all the time to actually be routine. I don't want it to be, it's just for baby-friendly accreditation, or it's just for, we're doing a research study or a trial. I don't want that. I want this to be routine and for it to be equal for every parent across boards. Often, isn't it, some of our babies go off to Glasgow or Edinburgh for surgery or for cardiac input. And when they come back, they see the differences in culture. And they'll say, they were doing this here. And they were, that doesn't seem right to me. So the future is, we'll have kangaroo care with the parents, obviously. But we're branching into grandparents. We're branching into siblings. And we're thinking of parents staying overnight at the cot side as well. I've had so much feedback from staff saying, I'll be retired long before that will ever happen. But it's happening, and I can see there is a real commitment and dedication from certainly around the staff, and I go to the Neo-Sci-Fan meetings and things and see that it's certainly out there. And 24-hour kangaroo care for the baby. And I'll leave you with some of my staff who look very, very happy there, but actually they're the younger generation who are actually helping move this change forward. So can we do it? Yes, we can. Thank you.